Hi everyone, it's Giselle with another message for today. And I just wanted to talk about some channeled information that came through to me very strongly today. And I felt that I needed to share it because it's applicable to my situation, but also it's always my intention to have the people that will benefit from these messages to find these videos, whether that's now, years from now, I just want you all to be able to find your way through this often very confusing path on this twin flame journey. But yeah, a message that came through very, very strongly for me in the past few days has been that your person loves everything about you, even when you may think, oh, I could improve this or that, I know for me, I've worked so hard on loving myself, and I really feel that I do, but I'll even have little moments where I catch myself going, yeah, that could need improving. Ooh, I could maybe work a bit more on that, but really, they don't feel that way. It's so sad how society and the way things have been has so affected us and whittled down our self-worth to practically nothing sometimes, if we allow it to affect us. But really, you are ideal for them. No matter what your body shape, you think you're too small, you're too large, you're too curvy, you're too this, you're too that, you don't have enough curves. They don't feel that way. I know with me, and this is the bad thing, right? This is a massive lesson I've had to learn, and I've learned this in other relationships too, is that don't compare yourself to their previous people. This is something that was a major issue for me in my last long-term relationship with a karmic person, is that they wound me up through firstly telling me who all the people were that they dated. I didn't even know these people, so I was like, well, why do I need to know this? This is so weird, because it's not something that I wanted to share. I mean, is there a need to list off every single person you've ever dated and, give me their full names and tell me who they're still friends with of your friend group? Like, seriously? I felt that that was pushed in front of my face so that I would learn to let go of those kind of insecurities and really not compare myself to other people. But I went the other way, didn't I? And I got obsessed with comparing myself, and eventually I learned to let that go. And when I gotten into new connections after that relationship, I had learned that I shouldn't ever compare myself to anyone else from their past. It's not worth it. They'll always have a past. I've got a past, unless you're meeting someone at a very young age or for the very first, they've never had a relationship ever, that everyone will have a past. But it's up to you to love yourself enough to not allow that to affect you, and never, ever, ever compare yourself to anyone. And this is something I never did, actually, when I entered my twin flame dynamic, because I knew my worth and because I knew that he loved me for a reason. There were still little things I could improve upon and accept about myself, mainly in the looks department, because intellectually I was very happy with myself, but I was like, ooh, I need to go to the gym for this, and I need to maybe sort that out. But really, he loved me from the moment we laid eyes on each other, and I did him. I am sure that he's got little things where he's probably going, oh, maybe this or that I could improve upon, but I never thought that about him. I still don't. And I still love him completely for who he is. And I know that he loves me for who I am, and that's something I want you to know if this resonates with you. They love you, for everything about you. What you may consider to be maybe a bit of a less desirable feature, they may think that's unique and that's what makes you you, and that's why they love you. Nobody's got a perfect unmarked body. I'm talking in terms of scars and things like that. Even if you have things like that, don't be afraid. Don't be hiding yourself. Accept yourself. Embrace yourself. Love yourself the way that they love you. And yeah, it's a daily task, isn't it, to really love yourself? But it's worth it, and they love you for you. And also for those of you who are who have a bit of an age gap, maybe a little bit older than them, they really don't mind that. If anything, they actually may like that. That's something that came through to me too. I know me and my person have a bit of an age gap, and such a funny thing, right? In order for me to have accepted him, I had to go through so much change, because my old-fashioned little mind, when I was younger, always thought that I had to have someone older than me, because my silly mother had taught me that men are emotionally very behind, and I need someone at least 10 years older maybe to get someone equal to my emotional intelligence. But of course that's not true. Come on now. It took me my most recent significant breakup with someone I had been with long term, for years and years, for me to understand that that's something I have to let go of. That person was nearly a decade older than me, and was he mature? No, not by a long shot. And then I started to date different people, even just meetings, didn't even date them properly, just met them for a coffee, or just started talking to different people of different ages and different backgrounds. And that's when I realized, you know what? Age doesn't really matter to me. And that's when I accepted younger could also be okay. And then I met my twin, because I feel if I'd met him before I changed that belief, I would have gone, ew, no, he's too young for me, goodbye. I wouldn't have even given him the time of day, poor guy. And it's not worth writing somebody off because of that, and that's also a message that came through to me, is don't worry about that. If that's something you're worried about, don't worry about it. And also something else came through to me. I've been having tons of little epiphanies today. I wrote my twin a heartfelt little message a few months back, earlier this year now, and I basically said how I thought they were amazing and wonderful, and expressing my admiration for them. And their response to me was hurtful in a way that they basically didn't believe me. And it didn't hurt me that they didn't believe me for me, if that makes sense. It hurt me that they didn't believe in themselves enough. I could care less about how it affected me, but the fact that they didn't appreciate themselves the way that I did, that's the thing that really hurt me. I could care less if they didn't think I was telling the truth. Like, to me, it didn't matter. Their opinion of what I thought was nothing, but their opinion about themselves was just so heartbreaking. The fact that they didn't think they were that amazing person that I saw. I wasn't upset or crying for me. I was upset for them. But today I got a message, a spiritual message, not a physical one. But I feel the physical one is soon on its way anyway, because it usually happens that way. That they do believe me now, that they've worked on themselves, and that they do believe me, and that they want to prove that they are that wonderful and amazing person that I saw then and still see now. And for them to love and accept themselves so much now really warms my heart, because that's all I want for them, is to love and accept themselves. There's nothing better than love and accepting yourself, because someone else can love you, but if you don't believe them, if you're so insecure that you don't love yourself and you think it's a trick or a joke or whatever, then you'll never allow yourself to be loved, They may say that they love you, but unless you believe it through loving yourself, you're never going to accept it, and you always live with this insecurity that you're not actually loved, when in fact you are. I really had to stop myself being the life coach / spiritual coach that I am when he actually challenged what I had said to him. I nearly sent a message back saying, it hurts me that you can't love yourself the way that you need to in order for you to accept this statement. But I thought, you know what? I don't think that's a good move. I get myself into teaching mode quite easily. And that's something I had to slip out of, even with my friends. Sometimes we just need to have conversations that have nothing to do with me trying to coach or heal or guide them in any way. And I just have to be that listening ear that just sits there and listens and doesn't try to help. Yeah, that's another thing. I had a lady text me this morning saying, what can I do to help my person? I really want to help him, really, really want to help him. Nothing, I'm sorry. They have to help themselves, I've had to learn that lesson because I've always been the one that wanted to help. But everyone has their own exam to sit, and we cannot take their exam for them. They have to do it themselves. So as much as you want to help them, there's nothing you can do. But help yourself too. Help yourself, and they will help themselves through you helping yourself. I hope that makes sense. Gosh, I sound like a weird Riddler or something now. But anyway, hope this message resonates. There are actually a few messages now in this, but ultimately the main thing I got for today was they truly love you for all that you are. And starting to love themselves, which is amazing news. So if you wanted to connect with me, all my details are in the description. I'm free for healings, readings. Yeah. Looks like I'll be working throughout Christmas period too, but I will take Christmas Day off and New Year's Day off because I feel like I deserve a little holiday break. But yeah, I will be available, so do shoot me a message if you want to know when I am available. And I will be posting a Christmas and New Year sale pretty soon. If you want to be updated of early access or be emailed individually when those are coming up, then do send me a little email through my mailing list email and I will add you to my list. Thank you also very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.